well, speaking of
Yeah,
interesting
I think this one's the worst
episodes, episode 2, Ace in the Hole, is Daniel Ricciardo and it's Monaco. Now, if you don't remember, Monaco, Daniel's hyped up in the first half an hour as we follow the exact same format.
Yeah, they're talking about how
incredible
great he was
driver.
at
He was
Red
so good in Red Bull. He's won 7 races. He's meant to be world championship material. He goes to Monaco where he won his last race.
Bull. Before that, he out qualifies Lando, but Lando wins ahead of him, and they make a big deal about beating your teammate. And
Yeah,
all this.
he lost by 0.004 of a second or 6 milliseconds or whatever it was, and he's like, this is horrible. He's lost to his teammate. Like, they're next to each other, bro. Like, it's qualifying.
No, that was Monza. That was later on. No, so
They start
from
it
Bahrain,
was, yeah.
where he out qualifies Lando, and Lando's upset, and he's like, "Yeah, I out qualified my teammate." Yeah, and then his teammate just gets like, I think it's like 4th, and he's like nowhere to be seen. and then he's like, "Oh, it's a dark day." Like, what the hell, man? Like, it's just boring. And then Lando after the race is like, "Yes, I beat my teammate." Like.
It's so forced, man. It's so forced. Like, I get the teammate battle's a big thing.
Yeah, but like with McLaren, they're just trying to make like it would have been easier with to make like say like something like Haas, like they hate each other because they actually hate each other. But McLaren, they don't hate each other. So why are you trying?
It's
to
hard,
do that?
yeah, because it's annoying because like the teammate battle thing is big, but they've played the we need both drivers in this card so many times. Like they did it with Red Bull. We need both drivers in this. It's so important to have both drivers doing well. And they did it again this time. Like, both drivers doing well is so important. And you cut to Daniel finishing like 16th in 4 races. Bro, he's dead. But anyway.
If he had scored better, like overall in the season, if he had scored better, McLaren would have easily.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
If he hadn't gotten so many P16s and 15s. Yeah, my friend who likes Daniel
Anyway, I'm sure he'll be even more happy to know that in Monaco, just to remind him once again, he got lapped by Lando, which was horrendous. And to be fair, I did like the section where it was a little bit annoying, but when they highlighted the thing about like the sympathy comment as well, like Lando saying that he doesn't have sympathy for Daniel, like struggling with the car and stuff.
And
it was blown a bit out of,
like, you shouldn't have said this. Like, I'll stay quiet.
It was blown a bit out of proportion, but it's good because I feel like they could have had a bit of a better contrast. They mentioned it slightly, but not really. Him and Lando and Carlos got on really well, and Daniel's obviously this great character we've all seen him in Drive to Survive and in general. So everyone expected him and Daniel to get on really well. And it was like at some points their relationship was like pretty awkward. Like that little back and forth.
Obviously, there's a big age difference, and
there's a big age difference. There's a big performance difference. Like
they're interested in very different things as well.
So they could have the fan hype around their relationship, and then it not being what everyone expected is definitely something they could have worked on. Because over in Ferrari, those two get on really well, and I feel like the teammate relationship is definitely a card they could have played, but they didn't play it incredibly well.
Yeah, Lando getting a new contract and them not wanting to say how many years it is.
Oh, yeah.
And Carlos being like, the funny part is like where Leclerc's like, you're friends with him, ask him how many. That was a funny thing.
That's what we want to see.
Exactly.
Just like them chatting about each other and stuff.
Yeah. But I think episode 2 was probably the worst one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was so boring, and like there was nothing new to add. Like we already knew all of this. Like we already knew like Lando and Daniel weren't the best of friends, and we already knew why that was. And like if you watched essentially, I think Lando commented on it before, and like there is footage where they filmed stuff from McLaren, for the YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can see they're not like it's not like Carlos. Obviously, there's not going to be the same. The guy's 31 and the other guy's like 21. Like there's a huge age difference, and obviously their interests are so different compared to Carlos and Lando had very, very similar interests.
Yeah, they all play golf together, and they probably still. I'm pretty sure they still do that, like golf and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a miss this episode, but we'll get on to 3, where we're back to Red Bull and Mercedes, and this one is called Tipping Point, and it covers Silverstone mainly. So here's probably the first big episode where you feel Max Verstappen's like the empty hole he leaves behind, because he said before the season started that he wasn't going to do interviews for Drive to Survive, mainly because of the manufactured drama and all of this stuff. So we have Lewis speaking a little bit. We have Toto speaking a fair amount. Christian obviously becoming Horner becoming the main character as he always is. And then Verstappen, we just get like little snippets of his radio and stuff. So anyway, we go on. I've put in my comments like Horner's unhealthy, obsession continues. I'm sure there were like, so I can't even remember the shots, but there were so many points where he's just talking about Mercedes and constantly going on. He goes up to other teams, he's like, oh, hold them up or whatever it is and all of this stuff. And yeah, they just talk about, it all just builds up to the incident. So it's like Red Bull had a great streak of wins, they're doing really well. It's almost made out to be if Mercedes lose this race now, this is it. They've lost the championship. Yeah, Silverstone being like round 10 of 23 or whatever it is, and if they lose this race, the championship might as well be over. So like stakes are high, and they build it up. Like I said, in the first half an hour, they're going on about it, and then they build up to the crash, and then like you said before, like there's no aftermath. It's just a little
exactly.
bit
I think like there could have been like so much to say about. Even Christian Horner didn't really speak much about what happened.
Yeah.
Like they only got him speaking to Michael Massey, like, oh, this is
complaining about the penalty. Yeah.
But they didn't actually like, if they removed the first half, got the incident like after like say 10 minutes of like
a little bit of context.
Yeah, and then like Christian Horner speaking about it, that would have been way more interesting, because then you get to see like both sides of the coin. Get Toto and Lewis to speak, get Christian to speak. It would add like, or like footage from kind of the Red Bull garage or something like that. So you get
there's even the mechanics just talking about it.
No, not just the mechanics, like behind the scenes after the race. Like if Max doesn't want to be there, just like what's happening with Red Bull and stuff. Like him and Marco, something, like that would have been. It's just disappointing. There was so much they could have done, and then they just like they end with Christian speaking to Michael Massey, which we've all heard before. Like,
it's not like they didn't have a lot of conversations. Like they're always chatting to each other. So like
exactly. So well, one thing like I think this made out is Michael Massey. When he spoke, I think this is a later episode, but he spoke. He's like, "Oh, I'm a friend. I'm."
It wasn't a later one.
When he was like, "I'm the friend," I was like, "No, you're not. You're not supposed to be a friend, are you? Like, what do you mean you're a friend? You're the referee. You're not supposed to be friends with anyone." Like you can see though, like he's influenced by like
everyone, bro. The guys like,
but also like the people he's close to. Like I remember Lewis commented on like the stewards basically being flying with people and stuff. Like he's good friends with what's his name, Jos Verstappen. Like was it Massey? I think.
I don't know about.
I think he drove him to the airport, or maybe it's someone else. It wasn't him. No, it was Ross Brawn. It was Ross Brawn.
Oh,
but he's close to a few people, so obviously he's gonna be a bit biased in the way he judges everything. He's not supposed to be friends with the drivers or the team, I suppose.
Yeah, it's like, sure, you can be like, you can have a professional relationship, but like friends is a bit far.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, so we go into that. Obviously, stakes are high. Blah blah blah. They weirdly, the way they put it is like you've got to do anything to win, which is like, sure, fine, whatever. It's F1, sure. But then obviously the crash happens.
They make it seem like it's on purpose.
And then Horner adds like a couple little hints where he's like, Lewis, yeah, he's a nice guy, but like he's got a ruthless side to him. You don't win 7 world championships without being ruthless. I'm like, sure, yeah, but like Lewis said it himself, like he has a clean track record, like, so I don't know. It's just weird to add the little comments in there to sprinkle in the little doubts about maybe he crashed out Max Verstappen on purpose.
But that's the thing. They always have like a villain kind of. And this year is kind of like, I think they didn't do it as obviously as with Max, say, in season 1. Like Max in season 1 was just battered by. But I think Lewis was kind of at the end of it, kind of. If you know what they're talking about, he's the end of it most of the time. With the Red Bull Mercedes thing, I think Mercedes in general were kind of, Red Bull were the victims almost, and they were kind of, they're the good guys, and Mercedes are the bad guys, which I don't really get as much. Like if you design a better car and you keep winning for 8 years, obviously like people don't want to keep watching you win.
Yeah, they want to support the underdog.
But at the same time, like it's not my fault you can't design a better car, is it?
Yeah, they're stuck in a tough place because the thing is you get so much access to Horner and him in his day-to-day life, it's very easy to make him seem like the good guy because you can go, he's the underdog, he keeps losing, he's trying, but you know, this Mercedes giant that's so much bigger than Red Bull and has so much more money, even though they don't.
Spend the same amount.
Like, he's trying to be this Mercedes giant and all of this, and he comes in with this like soft British accent, and he comes in all of this, because you got to remember, like, to these Americans, I'm sure, Toto's Austrian accent probably screams movie villain. But then you come in with Horner and his little accent in his like mansion in Oxfordshire and stuff, and he comes around chatting to his kids about Max Verstappen. They try and make him seem like the good guy, but
that was one thing that made me uncomfortable. Is they're showing his house, like.
Oh yeah,
like that's actually like if you really wanna like find it, it's not that hard to find with Google Earth, you know.
Probably not, no.
Because there are quite a few landmarks. Like, I've not done this, but I'm saying, like...
We do not know Christian Horner's address, just to
No, but I'm saying, like, you know, like, a lot of stalkers, just from, like, small, like, stuff, they actually figure out the address. Imagine you're showing them the front of the house. Bro! Like with Toto, they only show the inside.
Yeah, they only show, like, a little bit. Toto's a lot more...
It's like the dinner, the dinner table. Yeah. But Christian Horner is just, like, he doesn't care, like... I was like, are you not like scared?
He's gonna do a house tour next year, to be honest.
Was it this episode that they showed? I think it's later on. George, while he was out with his girlfriend, and like people kept stopping him and stuff.
No, I think this was later.
Yeah.
We'll go on to the George and Bottas. So